Been walking along this path at the very start of the trail, really, and I've come up to this kind of shrine. There's like a shrine of sorts here, and then someone's carved a totem pole, and it says, "Sit a while, listen, breathe, free your mind." And it looks like it was in memory of a girl named Taylor Jane. It looks like she's very much a loved person, and there's a lot of people missing her. Sit a while, listen, breathe, free your mind. I mean, that's definitely a set of instructions that really resonates with me. Being someone who also has had their struggles with anxiety and depression, I think reaching that kind of level of calm is such a useful thing. Like focusing on the stillness and the present moment, being in nature, really helps. These are all amazing things that can be quite transformative, and I think taking moments out for yourself, well, I suppose like I am today, makes the world of difference. It's turning out to be a beautiful day. Hi. So today I'm hiking up the Welsh mountain or hill called Mynydd Mawr. I think that literally means in Welsh big mountain. So I'm not sure how big we're talking here, but I am very happy to be outside on a solo hike for a bit of an adventure, bit of exercise, bit of fresh air. And look, as fate would have it, the sun is shining, the skies are blue, spring is here. Let's pack it or something. Oh, that's not mine. Oh wait, yeah, that is mine. Do not litter. There's no excuses. Got a little bit colder, maybe because it's shaded, or maybe just because the sun's gone in. I'm going to be working up a sweat, I'm sure, with the hiking that is yet to come. Look at that lovely lake we're overlooking. Not sure you can see it with this wide angle lens. Friends, we have our first fork in the road. So, believe it or not, that to the left there is a path. And I only really know that for sure because All Trails is telling me that I need to turn left here. So, up we go. I found something here. Now, that to me looks like frog spawn, which I honestly did not know grows outside of ponds. But look, it's just on this mossy log.
In general, I try not to interfere with nature. I have since learned, however, that frogs will only lay their spawn on a damp and soft patch like this mossy log if they don't have access to a body of water. And if I'd known that, I would have moved it somewhere safe where the eggs could hatch into tadpoles safely. So if you didn't know, now you do.
So we're out of the woods. Oh. That view is really amazing, how it just kind of opens out. I'm going to have to take my fleece off. Whew. Which is definitely a position that you do want to be in. Whew. There we are, we're up in the Conway Half Marathon 2024, which was my first half marathon, I do believe. It's quite a hard one, the Conway, because you'll have to run up the Great Orme as part of the route. So it's not a great one for PBs. However, my personal best for the half marathon is currently 1 hour and 39 minutes. And that was on the Conway Half 2025. So although it's not the best for half marathons, it doesn't mean that you can't get a PB on a steep and hilly half marathon. Having become a runner and I did my first marathon in 2025 in Chester. My aerobic capacity and my cardiovascular health massively expanded. And of course that's super transferable to hiking or, you know, swimming or cycling or any other cardio exercise. So, you know, for that reason, I'd actually recommend everyone does a little bit of running. It's actually difficult to quantify the benefits it's had on me, psychologically and physically. I feel like I'm just able to keep going now, even when things are uncomfortable. I'm able to like endure the challenge, endure the discomfort because of the results that come out the other side. Yeah, so although this video today is of course about hiking and about exploration, I think it's a good opportunity to talk about sort of other aspects of the outdoors, fitness. I'm not someone who likes to sort of pen myself in a box. I sort of like to do a lot of different things. I think variety is the spice of life. So I think I've spent the last 31 and a half years of my life trying lots of different things, experimenting on like finding what makes me tick. And then I think now it's just about like bringing a few of those things together and enjoying them by creating an ecosystem that supports me and plays to my strengths, and also helps me offer something to other people as well. Like, you know, if there are other people out there struggling at home, watching stuff on the phone, which I know there is, because I have been one of them. I just sort of maybe sat in bed doom scrolling, with your dopamine circuits all fried, and you're sort of desperately looking for some kind of inspiration that's going to pull you out of it. Look, I hope you can find it. But it could be, if you're watching this, that this video is that thing. There's a saying I like, how do you eat a whole elephant? And obviously the answer is you cut it up into little bits. So if maybe you live in the city, live in somewhere like Birmingham or Manchester, and it's not easy for you to access the mountains, you know, think about what steps it would take. Maybe you need to look at train times, get up early in the morning, book a trip, have a few days off work, or, you know, whatever it is. Like, break it down into steps. So I think just try it to begin with, rather than like building your whole life around it, because you might not even like it, yeah? But just as an exercise today, get a pen and a piece of paper and just write down what it might take, is what I would say. And that's the first step, yeah? Get clarity on your position right now. Afternoon. You okay? Quite a steep climb here. I do need to be careful because I did have a bad calf strain that has taken me many sessions in the gym doing calf raises and many good nights sleep to get back to where it's at. I'm not even going up that mountain, which is called Bryn Gwyn. I'm going alongside this path now. I think you need to hug the fence.
From this moment until the red border on the video disappears, I am going completely the wrong way. It's clearly been too long since I've played an open world video game, because I'm seemingly incapable of following a line on a map. Enjoy as I wander aimlessly into the wilderness.
Oh, I just caught my bag, which is annoying. Okay. Yeah. You don't want to scratch my bag, I've got a nice bag. Here we go. See, this hike's a bit shorter than I thought it was going to be, which is about right for me today. I didn't need a full day, 6 to 8 hour expedition. I just needed like an afternoon hike. So it seems like I've actually picked a really good option. I'm not actually going to hug the path because I'm dodging the branches and I can just walk on. Oh fuck, this slope. I just cut myself on a branch, and I can just walk on this slope. It's probably to come down a little bit, but yeah. Whew. This is what happens. You know, we don't have the Forestry Commission coming here and chopping these down to maintain the path. This is the wilderness. This is nature. Am I going the right way? No, I'm not going the right way. I need to be up there. That's a bit daft, isn't it? I have gone the wrong way. If you're watching this video for instructions, do not follow those instructions. I've gone totally the wrong way. I'm gonna find the path. Usually I would just like try and get up there on foot, but I really don't want to hurt my calf, so I'm just gonna backtrack and try and find the path again. Whew, I'm sure I'll find it. I'm back to the point where I think I went in the wrong direction. Okay, so, oh no, you know what? I am supposed to go up there. Okay, well that was a fun little detour.
It felt good to be back in the mountains. I often feel like I don't make enough time to be out among the natural landscape that my country has to offer. So making an intentional trip out for some much needed hiking felt genuinely cathartic. I'm back where I belong.
You see the mist is coming in now. But it looks as if by the time I get there, the view might be gone. Who knows? We might get to the top and the mist will clear just in time, so we'll have to see. Either way, I think it's quite atmospheric and quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Ethereal. Because I've been out for about an hour now. I think the initial enthusiasm and the happy chemicals that come with the new experience. I'm not saying it's negative at all, but it's become quite a meditative experience. Like, you know, I'm out here on my own and got my own thoughts. I'm just chipping away at this walk. Yeah, we've actually reached the precipice of this mountain. And it looks like we have to just walk along this ridge here. It's beautiful rocky stacks that I could see from lower down. Aren't I lucky to have all this so close by? One of those cairns that are actually shelters.
For those of you who don't know, a cairn is a pile of stones. Sometimes they're built up gradually over time. Hundreds of years have passed by, adding a stone one by one. But other times, there's something more. Sacred ground, sites of burial, where honoured loved ones were laid to rest over the course of generations. This one, I've since learned, is registered with Coffline, the National Monuments Record of Wales. This is a Bronze Age cairn, constructed from the angular scree stones piled together over thousands of years, dating to somewhere between 2,300 and 800 BCE, between 3,000 and 4,000 years old.
But then there's actually two M's carved under this, which I guess stands for Mynydd Mawr, just there. I wonder how long that's been there for. See, there's a lot of fascinating places that you'd simply never see unless you make the effort to actually go there. I've lived in North Wales my entire life and I've never been up Mynydd Mawr. I've never been up the big mountain. I think about all the people throughout the ages who would have walked up to this very spot. I'm not the first person to come up here, obviously, and I won't be the last. I'm just one person on my journey through my life with the years that I have on this earth. And I'm sharing an experience with other folks across history. So I'm not really alone here. It's an interesting concept, but like, although I'm alone here now, across the span of history, this place is full of people with their own lives and their own stories to tell.
Now, I'm not the most superstitious person, but the legacy of a people stretching back across the millennia palpably hangs in the air up here. It's a magical and comforting feeling, like being welcomed home by extended family members that you never got the chance to meet. Interestingly enough, I'm not the only person that's reported this kind of experience. When researching the cairn online, I came across a contributor named Pab, who describes this very special place as somewhere where the veil between this world or time and another seems very thin. It's fascinating to me that this is an experience that visitors to this place seem to share, and the idea that that's been happening for thousands of years blows my mind. Earlier on this walk, you might recall that I passed a memorial to a young woman named Taylor Jane. Her family had carved the words, "Sit a while, listen, breathe, free your mind," into a piece of wood at the side of a path. And here, at the top of the mountain, 4,000 years ago, somebody else had the same instinct. To mark a place, to say, we were here.
Off we pop. I need to be careful I'm not disoriented by this fog. Whew. I am well and truly in the clouds right now. It's a pretty wonderful feeling. I've got to say the view's much nicer on the way back than it is up. Wow. Get to enjoy that view the whole way down. What a treat. I've got a delicate calf that's still healing. It'd be easy to trip and hurt myself on the way down now. Zigzags, so it's not so steep. My calf is actually starting to play up now, so I'm quite glad we're nearing the end of the downhill plod. I might actually just sit here for a moment. Oh, I feel like we quite often lie to ourselves and say, oh, I don't have enough time to go hiking. You know, I'm only going to have been out for about 3 hours today, and, you know, I've gone on a really rewarding hike. What's exciting me is this realization, coupled with the fact we're now coming into spring, it's going to be light outside in the evenings. I'm going to be able to do a lot more stuff like this. And I think with weekends, perhaps the odd long weekend, I could probably do some like multi-day hiking and camping adventures, which I think would be really cool. I think what I'm most interested in is exploring the ideas of like, what's going to be the most valuable content for people watching, and what's actually going to get the most sort of eyeballs on it as well. What's the most sort of interesting stories and interesting adventures to create along the way. I'll have a bit more of a brainstorm and try and develop those further and see what we can make happen. I've accidentally opened Pokemon Go in my pocket. I've got all these Pokemon around me. Wild. Should we catch one? Oh, Sizzlepeed. Okay, give it a go. Huh. Yes, captured. It's like there used to be a gate here, and it was removed, and they've put a new one 100 meters that way. People not really liking that idea, have just cut it open again, so I guess the people have spoken. No idea why the Forestry Commission or Snowdonia National Park or whoever decided, the council, decided that this path shouldn't be here anymore. But it is here. People are using it. Make of that what you will. Good opportunity to wash my muddy boots here. This water looks kind of clean, kind of clear. Bit better. Good thing these are Solomons, and they are quite waterproof. I probably feel a little bit of moisture, but what I don't want to do is like go home and my boots are really muddy, because they are actually a pain to clean. You know what I mean? Like, you have to like stand under your like outdoor tap or get them in the bath or something. And It's much easier if you just give them a rinse off on the way home, I'm sure. And also, I don't want to track mud into my car either. So there's that to consider.
So look, if you're watching this from your sofa and the mountains feel like a world and a half away, they're probably closer than you think. I was only out for 3 hours, I had a dodgy calf and I even went the wrong way.
Do not follow those instructions.
And yet, I found something unexpected. 4,000 years old at the top of a mountain that I had no idea was there and I had never been to in the 31 years of life I've had living mainly in this area. And it taught me something valuable about the brevity of life, the fragility of mortality, and the importance of living life to the fullest and leaving a mark if you can. You don't have to be an athlete, you don't need expensive gear, you just have to pop your shoes on one by one and off you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.